And red giants, red giants,
Yeah.
they're stars.
Yeah.
Okay, this is how carbon forms. It's called the triple alpha process. Okay, you got 2 helium, 4 nuclei, alpha particles. All right, so you got helium particles. Okay, in the red star, they're bouncing around, they're freaking out. They briefly form into unstable beryllium 8. All right, that means their protons and electrons flip. Okay.
No, I knew that.
And then a third alpha particle. So you have this guy, helium, freaking out, flips into beryllium. Then you have a third alpha particle, which has to fuse with beryllium 8 to make carbon 12 before it decays. Okay? So just picture this. It's in a star. Stuff's bouncing around. This thing flips. Okay? Hydrogen flips into beryllium 8.
Yeah.
Then this third alpha particle has to come in and contact beryllium 8 and flip it into carbon 12 in time. And the time is 10 to the negative 16th seconds.
So pretty much like instantly?
Instantly.
Yeah.
It has to find it instantly. Okay? It has to find it instantly or carbon doesn't exist. Without anything, it's just like too slow. Like this reaction happening.
So this just happens out in the vacuum of space?
This happens in stars.
Oh, in stars.
Inside of stars.
Okay. Yeah.
And the probability of this happening is nuts. We're about to get into that. But without this extremely quick reaction, and the third alpha particle is not like associated with beryllium or hydrogen. It's just like its own thing. All right. And then they smash together, they make carbon 12. Okay. And it's just too slow. This whole thing though is not enough to produce statistically with all the red giants and everything. Even this reaction to get carbon 12 does not explain the abundance of carbon in the universe. Because we can like backtrack stars, we know how many stars there are, know how many red giants. We can kind of equate like how dense the carbon content of the universe would be with just these reactions, and it like doesn't line up.
Yeah.
So the one process we know naturally that makes carbon is just way too crazy and way too finicky to have produced all of the carbon in the universe that we observe, right? So in 1953, my homeboy Fred Hoyle, he realized that like this abundance couldn't be explained by what we know, which is the triple alpha or whatever it's called. Is it triple alpha? Yeah, it's triple alpha.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, this like doesn't line up, right? The numbers are way too big for carbon and way too small for this process. So he predicted like an unknown state of resonance. That sounds really crazy, doesn't it? But so in carbon 12, it's basically like he predicted that it's kind of like the Higgs boson, when people were like, well, there's got to be this other particle called the Higgs boson.
Yeah.
He basically used the math to be like, there's got to be like another state of carbon 12. And he even calculated. So it's precisely 7.65 MeV above ground level. Don't know what that means. But it exactly matches the energy of beryllium 8 plus an alpha particle. So this resonance would like dramatically boost the fusion rate. And he experimented on it and he confirmed that this is true, and it's called the Hoyle state now after him. And after he realized this, because this is such a precise level of resonance that you have to like put these atoms in to make this happen, he said a superintellect has monkeyed with physics. Right, so this guy's an atheist astrophysicist, and he does these experiments, and the only way that it makes sense for him to explain his results, something's monkeying around with physics.
Something is monkeying with this stuff.
Yeah, so like a couple years later, he concluded that the evidence pointed to intelligent design, because he was like, "There's no other way. Like this doesn't make sense. Just
too much monkeying going on.
Too much monkeying, bro." So calculations show that it must fall within 0.06 MeV. I'm going to look up what that measurement is.
The
monkey evolution voltage. MeV is is, let me just make sure this is right.
Monkey evolution voltage.
Monkey evolution voltage. It's the mega electron volt gamma rays.
Mega electron volt.
But anyway, so this level that exists in the universe, it has to fall within 0.06 of its actual value for sufficient carbon production, which basically just means it's got to be really precise, right? So you take this constant that exists in the universe, right? And just like all the other ones, if you shift it higher, there's not enough carbon. No carbon gets made. If you shift it lower, the carbon's not stable. It fuses into oxygen. No carbon. So literally,
so how much how much of these two elements that need to fuse with each other, how much is available?
A lot.
So it's like constantly happening all the time.
Yeah.
So it's just like always instantly, and the probability of it fusing together is like super low.
Yeah. It's like
interesting, and it's happening all the time in stars.
Yep.
Interesting. So it's like an engine.
Yep.
It's like an engine that's driving.
Stars are like carbon engines. Yeah.
That's like driving the star.
Mm-hmm.
That's like keeping it. I guess you can say like
that's not the only
alive.
thing that's happening in stars.
Sure.
This is almost like a byproduct of what's going on in stars, but it's a very convenient byproduct.
And so, okay, and so once this happens, there's like an abundance. That's what causes the abundance of carbon in the
but
universe.
also it's like this process is not only like contingent upon the MEV, like we talked about, or what Doyle talked about. This also is contingent upon other constants, the strong nuclear force and like gravity and everything. So it's not just like, okay, we have this one variable that has to be very precise. It's like, no,
all these other
variables have to be precise first.
Yeah.
To create the conditions for this variable to be super precise.
That is super delicate.
To,
it's like
super delicate to produce the carbon that life is based on. And if none of that, if any part of it
is off,
life is just gone.
Right.
Life's gone. The universe is quiet. It's very weird. Anyway, so how fine-tuned is going back to carbon? How fine-tuned is carbon? Okay, we showed that it must fall within this very small range. We shift it higher, we shift it lower. It's crazy, it's crazy, it's crazy. All this is crazy. So many things need to line up to have carbon exist in the universe at all, and be abundant is another thing. So Hoyle, this guy who found all this out and proved it basically, he kind of reasoned backwards from carbon's existence to predict the state before experiments found it. So he did the math and he saw through the math, right? Which is kind of when the Catechism tells us, I believe it's in paragraph 34.
Paragraph 34, section 2.
I thought I had a catechism around here. Basically, it tells us that we can use the light of our reason to know that God exists.
Right.
This is kind of what it's talking about.
Yeah, this is I think one of Aquinas's 5 ways.
5 ways.
Where he's like, people can and also Scripture says this as well. Like you can just look at creation and know that
it's obvious.
Yeah, that there is a creator.
Yeah. Anything else is cope.
Cope.
There's no natural reason for the tuning. Is also kind of one of his things. Okay, so unlike some parameters, this resonance that he found out isn't explained by deeper physics. There's no like deeper interaction where it's like, okay, this force and this force are making this value align in such a way. It's just like how it is. And there's no real scientific or physics reason behind it. There's nothing in the properties about the molecules that force them in their structure to act this way. They just kind of do. Mm-hmm. And also, it's carbon. It's what life is built off of. It's not just any element. It's the only one that's uniquely suited for life and making proteins and suited for complex chemistry. So it's like, it's funny that it happened to carbon.
Right.
It could,
could happen to anything.
It could have happened to magnesium.
Yeah.
Or whatever. I don't know if magnesium is an element. I think it is. But it just happened to have these very specific set of parameters in the universe that makes the most complex freaking molecule that has the framework for life built into it.
Yeah.
Kind of funny.